Happy Tuesday, guys. Today's home workout is a 10-round workout, 4 time, and there's a 25-minute cap on it. Now, you don't have to put that 25-minute cap on it, but it's a good reference to give you an idea of what kind of rounds, what times per round you should be doing to be able to finish within the 25 minutes. The movements for the workout, we have 15 wall balls, 9 calories, and then 6 power cleans. Wall balls, again, guys, if you don't have a med ball at home, you guys can use like a basketball or any kind of ball that you're comfortable throwing against the wall. For the calories today, if you don't have a bike machine that can count that, you guys can go for burpees instead of the 9 calories. And for the power cleans today, we have 95-65, 6 reps of those. If you don't have a barbell, let's double the reps and let's go 6 per side. So you can do 6 or 12 alternating, or you can go 6 on one side, 6 on the opposite side. The weight that you choose, I would say try to be able to do it unbroken for the power cleans today, just to give you a reference for it. Overall, today's workout, the intent of it is to really work on being as consistent as possible and staying in that aerobic range as much as we can. You don't want to sprint through these 10 rounds, guys. You want to be as consistent as possible. Maybe leave that last little bit that's left in the tank around that 9th or 10th round to finish it off, but you want to be as consistent as possible throughout. Ideally, let's try to keep it unbroken. If we can't, 2 sets is still really good. So like, for example, for the wall balls, you go 10 and 5 or 8 and 7. That's still a really good rep scheme, and will keep you in a good pace that will allow you to move throughout the workout. So even with the power cleans, I would say if you need to, go 4 and 2, for example. Or if you're doing with a dumbbell, you're gonna go 6, put the dumbbell down, rest, and then go 6 with the opposite arm to give yourself a breather. But again, challenge yourself to see if you can do it unbroken while maintaining a consistent pace throughout. After this workout, guys, we have some core work, alternating Tabata. So we're going 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds off. The first 20 seconds, we're going leg lifts over an object. Then we're resting for 10 seconds. Then we're going 20 seconds of a hollow rock, and then resting for 10 seconds. After those 2 movements, we're going to repeat that 4 more times to equal 4 minutes in total. So there should be total of 8 intervals. So if you were to count each movement as 1, there should be 8 intervals within this Tabata, so 4 minutes total. Today's workout, guys, is a good one to get your aerobic system fired up from yesterday. We were really in that anaerobic zone. Today we're kind of going into that slower region, but really trying to work on our breathing and our pace in this workout. And again, the afterburner, really getting that core, guys, really trying to strengthen it there. Hope you enjoyed today's WOD and afterburner. We'll see you guys next for the warm-up.
Okay guys, for our warm-up today, we are starting off with some alternating Deadbug leg and arm raises. So we're doing this for a minute, and we're gonna do 2 rounds of this. So we're gonna start off on our backs here in that Deadbug. So head and neck relaxed, arms are gonna be up in the air, and then I'm gonna bring my feet up. I'm gonna try to keep my legs straight if I can, arms straight, and then I'm gonna alternate. As my right leg goes down, my left arm goes overhead. Never go too low where you start to overarch that back. You want that low back pressed into the floor the whole time. So we're again just switching from one side to the other. Notice how I'm doing this slow and control. I always find controlling this movement to be more beneficial, especially since we're just warming up that core. You're gonna do that for a minute, take a little break, and then you're gonna go for another minute. After you're done that, you're gonna go for 3 rounds, starting off with some bent over rows. There is a little adjustment than the normal bent over row because we're doing this from the deadlift position. So normally when we do bent over rows, we would have our object and we keep our legs relatively straight, maybe not fully locked out, but we keep them relatively straight. From here, we actually want to be in the deadlift position. So my shoulders are going to be just a little bit ahead of the object, my shins are going to be straight in the air, and of course my back is going to be flat. Notice how my head and neck is neutral, so I'm not looking straight, I'm looking in neutral position, lengthening the top of my head, the crown of my head all the way down to the bottom of my spine. And I'm just gonna squeeze those shoulder blades, pull my object in, and then back down. We're going for a set of 10 of those. Of course, I'm keeping my elbows tucked in tight to my body, and I'm trying to engage those upper back muscles at the top by squeezing them together. Once we're done that, we're gonna go for 8 tempo deadlifts. So for our tempo today, we don't actually have a time that we want you counting it out. We just want you guys going slow on the way down. So we're getting to that bottom of that deadlift position, head and neck neutral, push with the heels, open the hip. We're gonna squeeze that butt, rib cage is down, and then on the way down, nice and slow, we're gonna hinge at that hip, pushing it back. When your hands get about to knee position, we're gonna lower the rest of that movement with the legs. So remember, we're not just lifting with the legs, but we're lowering with the legs. You can stand up at a normal speed, go a little quicker. On the way down, we're really slowing it down. Once you're done 8 of those, you're gonna go for 6 hang muscle cleans per arm. So in the hang muscle clean, we're gonna start off by standing with our dumbbell. We're gonna push that hip back just like we did in the deadlift, but this time I am looking straight. My back and chest is a little bit taller. I'm gonna think of squeezing my butt, driving my elbow up, and then catching my dumbbell on the shoulder. So again, hips go back, push my elbow up, catch it on the shoulder. Notice I'm not catching it in a dip position for now. We're just warming up with the muscle clean. You can do all 6 on one side, or you can alternate if you like. We're doing 3 rounds of that. We'll see you for the workout next.
Then you're going into your wall ball, so grabbing that soccer ball, that basketball, volleyball, whatever you got at home. If you got something, if you don't have a med ball per se. Okay, so going into your target, so maybe it's the side of your house, guys. Trying to throw it as high as you can. Then back into that squat. Okay, or if it's a heavier object, try to be consistent with your target. If it's light, high as possible. If it's a weighted object, hit that target.
For the dual dumbbell power cleans, guys, or object, find anything that has the same amount of weight. We're going to use 2 objects this time for that power clean. Power cleans can be done from the floor, or if you feel comfortable, we can go from that hang position as well, if you're not keeping that back nice and flat at the bottom. So, for that dual dumbbell power clean, guys, you can touch both or the top ends of the bells down to the floor, or both of them if you have the mobility and flexibility for it. So I'm going to come down to the bottom position, chest nice and tall from here. I'm going to drive my hips nice and hard. Dumbbells are going to come up. I'm going to bend at the elbows, catch in that front rack position with the elbows through and the hips back. Then I'm going to stand up and finish that rep. So what that would look like, guys, coming back down, nice and fast, catch, and open up. Again, that's one option, guys. I find the best to keep your back flat. If you have the mobility for this, we can bring our feet in and bring the objects out to our side, just as long as you're keeping that back nice and flat. So again, coming down, drive hard, and bring it up. If you feel comfortable, you can do a muscle clean as well, which means you're going to catch it with your legs straight instead of bent. Those will be your dual dumbbell power cleans for today's workout.
Okay, let's go over the afterburner today. As mentioned on the whiteboard, it's really to get a double workout today, guys. It's Tabata again, so you're alternating movements, going for 8 rounds. Okay, so it's going to be a 4-minute workout. Okay, so it's a short one, so make sure you find the right progression that is intense enough for you. Okay, the legless over an object, I'm going to use a ball. I'm going to start by progressing from my elbows. If I'm on my elbows, I'm trying to push my belly button into the floor to work toward that hollow position. Raise my legs over my object. Again, raising my legs over the object. As I get going, I'm trying to keep my core engaged. Now, this movement you're using a little bit more of your hip flexors, but leaning back, you're not gonna really find them as much. So if it's available to you, try to progress. From the elbows, you can go to the hands, as long as you're trying to work to that hollow position, okay? If the hands are available to you, lock those arms up and bring your hands by your hips. Okay, same thing. Now I'm starting to, I can feel my hip flexors, I'm using them a little more. If you want to progress a little bit further, you bring your hands forward. So you can start reaching toward, or walking the hands towards your knees, or even further, guys. Big thing I find is I try to push into the floor as I'm kind of turning my palms into the floor. So I turn my palms into the floor, I push my belly button into the back, so I'm getting that hollow position. From there, I'm gonna go side to side. Common movement is to go on the fingertips. That's fine, but if possible, work towards palms being flat. Okay. 20 seconds of that. Then after the 20 seconds, your hollow rock. You are going to rock back and forth, so find the right progression again. I'm going to get you guys starting off in that dead bug position, but your shoulders are off the floor. You can grab your legs. Try not to kick your legs like I just did, so it's not a kick. Okay? Think about flexing your abs, relax. Flex your abs, relax. Flex, relax. So that's what creates the rocking. If that's available, if that's possible and manageable for you, let go of your legs. And then the next progression is, can I lower my legs to the right height without swinging my legs? If your legs are fairly low, you can go to the side. Okay? If you want to go overhead, you can. Once it's overhead, you can use the tension in your shoulders to rock faster by really pushing down to the floor with your arms, which creates a little momentum. Keep those arms straight though. You're doing 20 seconds of your hollow rocks before you start round number 2. It's 8 rounds total, so 4 minutes of work today for that afterburner. Have fun with this one. It's gonna warm up that midsection, get you guys going for the day, okay? See you tomorrow in the workout.